Egypt, we have many places to visit. We have many beautiful sites where you can enjoy your vacation. It all depends upon what are you looking for. Well, it is very important, of course, to learn more about the ancient history, culture, civilization, but also it is very important to learn more about modern Egypt. That's why we always say Egypt is a country to explore. Well, talking about modern Egypt, we have many of the buildings here that will tell us more about certain period of time during which these buildings were built. While we're talking about palaces, it is important to visit temples, ancient temples, monuments to find out more about monuments, museums, but also don't ever forget palaces that will tell you more about modern Egypt. This time I'm going to move around to find more about these palaces. It is very important. Why? Because this is going to be your only source to find out more about modern Egypt.
Egypt contains a large number of palaces, dating from the time of the pharaohs through the Romans, Fatimids, Mamluks, and the modern Egyptian kingdom. Visiting these palaces are not less important than visiting ancient monuments and historical sites in Egypt. Because Egypt is a country that is rich with its culture, history, and civilization. Each of these palaces reflect a certain period of time and has its unique atmosphere. Visiting any of these palaces makes one feel as if using a time machine. It is not only about the place, but just letting your imagination to flow and think about the place, how it used to look like at the time it was built, and who used to live in this palace, and think how did life look like at the time. It is a great experience, especially if this palace is located in a beautiful city like Alexandria. Ras al-Tin Palace is a palace on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea in Alexandria. It is one of the official residences for a serving president of Egypt. Under the Muhammad Ali dynasty of Egypt and Sudan, it was a royal palace. Ras al-Tin Palace was founded by Muhammad Ali Pasha on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. has an unimaginable historical breadth along Egyptian royalty. It took 11 years to be established and was officially opened in 1847. It is one of the few palaces in Egypt that witnessed the early 19th century initiation by Muhammad Ali Pasha dynasty following the Egyptian Revolution of 1952 when King Farouk signed his abdication and left Egypt from the palace harbor El Mahrousa heading to Italy. The palace was built on a foundation of 17,000 square and 12 acres fig trees gardens. Through the reign of successive kings, the complex was used as the residence and the government headquarters during the summer season. Ras el-Din Palace has a unique location on the Mediterranean Sea. King Farouk rebuilt the palace on the modern style. He established a marine pool which connects between the palace with the sea. consists of a bedroom, kitchen, and some additional rooms. The palace also includes the Hall of the Throne with two annexed salons, a dining room, a hall for major feasts, a minister's hall, a vast spectacular salon which oversees the harbor of Al Mahrousa, the king's private suite and bathroom. The palace has a long historical association with Egyptian royalty. It witnessed many events. It is one of the few places in Egypt to witness the initiation of the long-lasting Muhammad Ali dynasty by Muhammad Ali Pasha during the early 19th century. Of foreign architects and engineers were commissioned by Muhammad Ali for the design and construction of the palace. Building activities began in 1834, taking 11 years to complete the original design in 1845. Complementary work on the construction of the additional wings continued for 2 more years until 1847, when it was officially inaugurated. A seaplane base was established next to the palace during the period of British rule in Egypt as part of the British naval base at Alexandria. Following the Egyptian Revolution of 1952, the penultimate monarch of Egypt and Sudan, King Farouk, sought refuge in the palace, where he was besieged by Egyptian army. The palace was subsequently nationalized, as were the other former royal palaces in the country. It was used as a presidential residence and for hosting state guests. Rulers made changes to the palace. It was totally reconstructed by King Fuad I in 1920s, with modern services and redecoration, making it similar to the opulent Abdin Palace. The interior decor combined Renaissance elements with Byzantine, French, and modern. design and construction was overseen by the Italian engineer Ernesto Verrucci Bey. That is why learning about modern history is not less important than learning about ancient history. And we say Egypt is the cradle of all civilizations, a country to explore, a beautiful country that has a lot to offer for its visitors. And whatever you are looking for, you will find it here in Egypt.
Well, with this, we come to the end of our backpack for today. Thank you all for joining us. Next time, we'll be back to bring you more about Egypt. We always say we try as much as we can to bring you more about Egypt and more about the important sites that you must visit here in Egypt. Till we meet again, thanks for joining us and bye.